So I was not able to find a set screw for my now 2 white dot rear sight for my Shield Plus carry comp, which honestly my wife said, she said I kind of prefer that because obviously we couldn't see the serrated blacked out sight that had broken off. We were shooting without sights and didn't know it because some of the gutter was still left from the broken part. But I don't have a set screw. I went to the hardware store and man, we just sat there and dug and dug and dug. Could not find one. Tried different set screws off of other guns. Could not find anything that would go down in there. But I'm feeling confident that as difficult as that thing was to push in there, that it's not going anywhere. And I want to give this thing a fair shake. I wasn't really able to review it because the sight obviously broke off. So I wanted to give it a fair shake, got it back out at the range. I hope the sight does not move. Not having that screw in there is not going to cause the sight to break, so I'm not worried about that. And I did reach out to Smith & Wesson this morning. I have not checked my email to see if they've updated the status, if they're going to send me one or not. I'm not really sure. I'll put that in the video if they have. So, but I wanted to kind of give it a fair shake because I was a little bit harsh about it because of the issues, some of the issues I had with it. We just got finished shooting the Carry Comp 2.0 M&P, the larger full-size one. Total blast to shoot. So I wanted to be fair with this thing as far as the recoil and trigger and all of that kind of stuff. Okay, so I don't know if you noticed when I started to go in for the shot, I mentioned in the original video, and I have short, fat fingers, sausage fingers, as I have often said, that when I go to bring I have to really bend and purposefully put my finger in there because of how small the trigger guard is. I have saw more compact micro guns even that had larger trigger guards than this, and when I went to pull my finger out, you'll notice it got trapped in there. So I'm not going to say that if you had gloves or something like that on that you'd be able to easily maneuver in and out of there. With practice, sure, but not just naturally like on a CZ and some of the other firearms. It has a large squared off trigger guards. I wish the trigger guard was a little bit larger. That's a little bit problematic for me, but I don't know. It seems like a stark contrast between the first day that I was out at the range shooting this. I kind of want my wife to shoot it as well because one of the things that she said when she initially shot it is, I cannot shoot this because it's too snappy. But let me say what I think might have been happening. Sometimes when you're not hitting what you're aiming at and you begin to focus more on why am I not hitting the target, and you start really focusing on the front sight, trying to figure out what you're doing wrong, you don't focus as much, especially if you don't shoot any more than she does. You don't focus as much, and even me, I can even be guilty of it. You don't focus as much on your grip and maintaining your grip. So maybe that's where the seeming over recoil or too much recoil for me in a compensated gun came in. Maybe that's where that comment came from. I don't really know, but it doesn't seem as snappy as I remember the first day I shot it. I am shooting a different ammunition today that could have something to do with it, although they are both 115 grain. So I'm gonna load up all the magazines that came with it and shoot this thing a little bit more. Let my wife shoot it, see if she still thinks it's snappy as it was. The sight has not moved. Again, I did not suspect that it would. So anyone have a screw they want to send me for the original Shield? Hey man, hit me up in the comments. I'll send you a P.O. box. You can get it sent right out. So before she shoots, we had started this shooting, and she said the trigger is seized up. It will not pull. I was like, no, that's not true. Just pull the trigger. And so she pulled the trigger, not thinking that it would pull. and caught her off guard, and the recoil was insane because she was not holding it right. And so she said, promise me you won't put that in this video. And I won't, but I'm making a blooper video, a blooper folder that I could put up at the end of the year, maybe put it over on Patreon. It's going to be funny because that was, but either way, we'll keep it out of this video. So she's just gonna shoot it and let us know what she thinks about the recoil. Well, I'm glad it's not just me that had the it's you today. It's you today that's having the issues with it locking back, and all of them's been locking back for me. So everyone give the lady, troll her about that. No, I'm just kidding. Really don't do that. But what do you think? What do you think? I mean, over the first time you shot it, if you can remember that, it has been about 4 weeks. I don't know why you let me walk over here with my hat and glasses hanging off looking goofy and everything, but that's fine. I wouldn't do you that way. But what do you think about?
I liked it better today, only because I could see.
See the sight?
Yes, I'm not used to the whole black sight. I like the dots.
Well, you're used to a sight being there.
Right,
you know.
well, yeah.
So as I said, I do think that because obviously, so to just on a,
but even
from 1
when
to
we
10.
started, it had the sights on it. I couldn't shoot with nothing the other day.
Right,
I mean,
so
without the sights, I couldn't hit nothing because I couldn't see through the black.
Right, the serrated rear
Right.
sight. Yeah. So 1 to 10 snappiness, like 10 being the highest. Where are you gonna lay it at?
About a 5.
5.
5 or 6.
6. Okay. Well, let's go with the high end of that. Say 6, because that's about where I'm at. I'm at about a 6. It's been a long time since I shot the original Shield Plus, or just the standard Shield, but I don't think it's made any difference whatsoever in as far as how snappy it is. However, I will say that although they accidentally sent me this sight, it
I like the sight.
yeah, it kind of does work. I mean, it's 2 white dot with a green front dot, and you would think, well, that's kind of weird, but the contrast is absolutely, it's great actually. It's a very good sight picture. You know, maybe people should start doing this. So maybe it's a blessing in disguise. They sent me the wrong sight. It has not moved at all, as I did not suspect that it would. It's right where I left it, so I don't think the set screw really does a whole lot. It does seem like a better made sight. And you definitely was wearing that target out here at 10 yards. Like, you typically never shoot that dead center. You was off on a couple of them, but I think it's because you were adjusting your grip. But you never shoot that with just standard irons, like sometimes with a red dot, sure. Okay. But either way, I'm gonna run these last 2 magazines through this thing. Maybe John Wick a mag on the ground, since people seem to really hate that for some reason. I'm not sure why, but they do. It's my gun, so if I want to John Wick it, I will. But either way. Well, I think what happened there is because I was shooting with the shorter mag and I didn't have that 3-finger. I was riding it higher. So, but it's not uncommon for me. I do have a really high and tight grip, if you will. So it's not uncommon for me to have a gun not to lock back on the empty mag. That's why I prefer more flush fitting slide locks, and if they are available, I will purchase them. I just realized I didn't have my eye protection on, so the trolls will definitely be wearing me out for that, and that's okay too. So let's put this last mag through there. I really do like, and we're in low light here, really low light, contrast of green woods and a white target, and we have the little teeny tiny crate tactical target out there. It's about that wide, and I hadn't put one in the head of that thing, so ooh, I tell you what. Mm. Anyway, there did seem to be quite a bit of smoke building up out in front of the gun, which is causing me to kind of lose focus on the target. But again, that's nothing against the gun itself. So if I carry this, which I wouldn't, because I still maintain that it's too long for carry for me personally. Could be totally awesome for you, but if I did carry this, I would carry the, what was the other, 12 rounder? No, that was a small one. So that was a 10 rounder. So I got a 10 rounder, a 15 rounder, and a 12 rounder. Let me just make sure that's right, because you know the trolls would get me for that. No, 13. See, I was wrong. The trolls, oh, this idiot don't even know what he's talking about. Anyway, 13 rounder. So this is how I would carry it if I did carry this. I would carry it with the 13 round mag. That gives me a nice firm 3-grip purchase on the gun. That's what I seem to enjoy shooting it with the most, although I let my wife shoot it with that one. So, but okay. Now, with these 3 white dots, or these 2 white dots in the green front, you don't have that on yours, and I do. So I don't know if that makes a difference or not. But let me just turn the camera around and show them that crate tactical here at about 10 yards. You could just turn the whole thing around. Man, she did a merry-go-round on that one, didn't she? So that spot just at the neck of that thing, I was wearing that out, and then I hit that one in the very, very top. That at 10, about 11 yards actually here. So you can turn back around now. I just kind of wanted them to see that. And let's do the merry-go-round again. You ready? Camera overheated because it got dizzy. Wife was spinning it around. But okay, so I would not carry this gun. Is this gun probably still for sale? I would say almost certainly yes. It's just because I don't have any use for it in my collection. But you have to understand, I have a very extensive collection, so I have a lot to choose from. If this is in your price range with the sight and the gun actually working now, I can totally understand why it is that you would enjoy shooting this gun, that you might even would choose this gun. Now, with that being said, do I think the comp or the ported barrel on this thing makes a bit of difference from the original Shield or Shield Plus? I genuinely don't. I don't think it makes any difference whatsoever. Does it shoot just as good, if not a little more accurately than the original Shield? I would say so. Now that I got some sights I can actually see, I would say so, yes. So I can definitely understand. I don't understand the hate that people were giving me because of my experience. But I understand that if you had a good experience with this gun, I can understand you being a little bit frustrated about someone trashing or talking smack about a gun that you really enjoy. So if yours performed as good as this one did today, I totally get why you really like this gun. So if this is for you, if this is a size you like to carry, if you're accurate with it, I totally understand why you like this gun. My mind has not been totally changed about it. That's why I might actually hold on to it for just a little bit before I sell it. Maybe do a little bit more extensive range review. This is kind of end of day. We were already packing up, ready to go. I saw this laying back there. We were not able to find the set screw for the sight. So I told my wife, she's like, we're not going to shoot it today. But I decided to go ahead and do it anyway. And you know what? Over my original experience with this gun, it's been a night and day difference. So if you like the gun, if it works for you, I totally can recommend it. It has not malfunctioned. It did not malfunction the first day we were here. I have a gripe with the smaller trigger guard and it not having a light rail. I think that's ridiculous in the world we live in. And this being a longer slide on this gun now, I just feel like they should have incorporated a light rail. I feel like maybe they should have changed some of the grip texturing. The trigger, still not great. However, it is definitely a little bit better as far as being able to feel the reset at tactile and audibly hear and feel the reset on the trigger versus the carry comp M&P we just shot where you were not. So the trigger's not great, but I've never liked the trigger on the M&P series. I have not got to see whether or not this peephole at the top of the barrel would inundate an optic. So I tell you what I might do. I might stick an optic on here, come out, shoot it with an optic where I could be a little bit more accurate, focus a little bit more on the effectiveness of the gun. So let's just say that. So the jury is still out for me. I'm still not totally on board just yet. It is thin, does feel good in the hand with the 13, not 12 round magazine, and it has been flawless. It has been flawless. So after these mags we put through it today, some off camera, some right here on camera, we've got about 300 rounds in total through the gun, and it has not malfunctioned. No malfunctions, no light primer strikes, no nothing. Just the rear sight shearing off, and then Smith sending me the wrong sight for the gun and not having a set screw in it. So I will let you know what they say about that. Thanks so much for watching today, guys. Make sure you go over, check me out on Rumble. Definitely go over, check me out on Patreon. Trying to get some bloopers and some exclusive content up there. And consider supporting me monthly there. Go over, check out gsquaredtactical.com and pick up some hats, gear. I didn't wear one today, but and as always, thanks for watching. Hit the thumbs up, be sure to subscribe, and to God be the glory.